In 1924, the Lerner Theater opened its doors for the first time. Since then, they have become a staple of the Elkhart community.
Diana Lawson is the chair of the Lerner 100 celebration. She spoke about what an accomplishment it is for the theater to have been open for this long.
I was aware of, we were coming up to the 100-year celebration, but I think until you actually get there, you don't really realize, the magnitude of 100 years. When you start thinking about that, you're like, wow.
In 2008, the Lerner was renovated, bringing new life to the theater while maintaining the original look and feel.
One of the greatest things about this theater is when you look around and you see how beautiful it is, that in fact it's as beautiful as the day that it opened 100 years ago. So we Elkhartans are really proud of that.
On the outside, the Lerner has kept a tradition of putting up holiday window displays since 2020. This year, the windows may look a little different, instead representing the history of the theater.
They've always been very holiday-oriented. This year, they celebrate the history of the building. And so from the inception of the Lerner in 1924 and through all of its different renamings through the year until back to the Lerner after the renovation. So each window represents a different phase of what the building lived through, and people can learn a little bit about the history, which I think is really fascinating to folks.
That was Craig Gibson, the Executive Artist Director for Premier Arts. They've been the resident theater company since the Lerner went by its old name, the Elko.
You can't imagine downtown Elkhart without the Lerner. The people come from all over the country, depending on who's performing. And so it really is like a magnet for activity and arts opportunities.
The Lerner holds a special place within the community and the town. Brian Thomas, volunteer usher, is a native of Elkhart.
Well, a lot of people say that downtown is the heart of Elkhart, and the Lerner is the soul of Elkhart. It's our home for fine arts and music and entertainment and gatherings such as this.
The theater will be celebrating Centennial all year long, with special events, guests, and performances.
Reporting for Globe News, I'm Josiah Miller.
And I'm Alves.